Hello, Oxford students. I hope you're doing super well. This is Farah's work from Oxford Schools, and today's lesson is writing, and it is identifying story beginning, middle, and end. All right, we will be covering page 51 in the reader's notebook. Prepare your books. All right. So, in every story that we read, we find out a lot of elements. We find them in the story. And the main story elements that I'll be talking about today are title, characters, setting, plot, solution. As we all know, the story element title is what the story is called. For example, as we have already learned about them, we know the titles of the stories of Mr. Tan in Star Trouble, My Name is Gabriella, and The Sign Maker's Assistant. This is the title. What the story is called. What is it called? Is it called Mr. Tan's Side Trouble? My name is Gabriella. The Sign Maker's Assistant. This is what is it called? This is the name of the story, and it is the title. Characters, the second element. Characters are the people or animals in the story. The people or the animals in the story. And they have actions in the story. Alright. Setting. Element number 3. Setting. The setting is when and where did the story happen. For example, was it in Jordan? Was it in Spain? Germany? USA? France? Italy? Where was it? Where? It could be a place of a country, it could be in the garden, park, it could be like in any place. It could be a country, as I said before, France, Italy, Germany. It could be a name of a place, any regular place that you know of. For example, school, park, garden, home, playground, and so on. When did it happen? It could be a clock. It could be there could be a timing mentioned, a clock time, for example, 3 a.m., p.m., 4 p.m. And it could be time of a day, for example, in the morning, or at night, or in the afternoon, or any time of the day. So the setting is when and where did the story happen. So far the title is what is the story named or called. Characters are the people or animals who have actions in the story. The setting is when and where. The plot is the problem that the characters face in the story. So the plot is the problem that the characters face in the problem in the story. And this problem that the characters face, they are so eager to find a solution to it. So we have characters who face a problem and find the solution for it. So these are the main story elements. But why did I mention these story elements? You will learn in a bit. Alright, so in every story, you have a series of events. For example, it shows you in the first paragraph of the story where did it start? What happened at the beginning? What happened at the beginning? So in the first paragraph, 1 or 2, the author introduces you to characters and setting. Who's in the story? You need to meet them. Are they humans? Are they animals? For example, in Beauty and the Beast, in the beginning of the story, the author introduces you to Bella, the main character, the main person in the story. Then it shows you that she lives in France, and she starts her morning walks. For example, they mention the time morning. So in every story, the beginning introduces you to characters and the setting, the time, the place, where did it happen, when did it happen. So again, the beginning of the story always introduces you to characters and setting. For example, Bella from The Beauty and the Beast. She lived in France, and when she went to buy a book, she went in the morning. So, in the beginning, the introduction, it shows you where the characters, their names, and it introduces you to the characters' traits a little bit. It shows you how they look like, how do they look, um, what are their inner traits a little bit. You get to know them more in the later on in the story. But in the beginning, it shows you a lot about characters and the setting, when and where. When the events move on a little bit, they face a problem. In the middle of the story, the body of the story, characters face a problem. And what do we call the problem of the story? The plot. So, in the middle of the story, characters meet their problem. They face a problem. And when you face a problem in your life, you try to solve it. So, our characters at the end of the story, in the conclusion, they try to find a solution for their problem. So, in the beginning of the story, in the introduction, we meet characters and the setting, when and where did it happen. Later on, in the middle part of the story, in the body part, we see and read the plot, the problem that the characters face. Later on, at the end, we find out the solution that the characters found for their problem. So these are the main three parts of every story structure: beginning, middle, and end. Introduction, body, and conclusion. In the beginning part, we meet the characters and setting. In the middle part, the body one, we read about the plot, the problem that they faced, and in the end, we meet the conclusion. We read about the solution that the characters found to solve this plot, this problem. Alright, please open page 51 in your reader's notebook. Focus trait, organization. So, you must know that this comes in order. It's always a beginning, middle, and end of the story. It couldn't be that shuffled. For example, the end must come at the end. It couldn't be like no, there's no story that starts with the end part or the middle part. There's always the beginning part. Now let's read the story below. Think about the beginning, middle, and end. Then write what each part tells you. As we said before, every part tells us something. Alright, now let's read the story and get into it. Rex was the biggest police dog in the world. He was also the strongest. One day, Rex and Officer Jones were driving in their police car. They saw a giant red dump truck stuck in a muddy ditch. "Can you pull my truck out?" asked the driver. "We can't help," said Officer Jones. "That truck is too big." But Rex knew that he could help. He grabbed onto the truck's bumper with his sharp, strong teeth. Rex pulled hard. Whoosh! The big dump truck rolled out of the mud. Rex had saved the day. So, who's Rex? Rex is the strongest, biggest police dog in the world. Who's Officer Jones? He's the partner of Rex the officer, the other one, the police dog. And what problem did they face? They saw a driver um, asking for help as his truck was stuck in a muddy ditch. And at the end of the day, who found the solution? One of the characters, and happily it was Officer Rex, our strong dog, who found the solution and pulled hard the truck out of the mud. So, in the beginning, who are the characters? As you can see in the beginning, it introduced us to the characters. So, who's the first character that we have met? The dog Rex. Rex. And the second character that we met? Officer Jones. So far we know the characters, Rex and Officer Jones. When did it happen or where? In a sunny day. In a sunny day. So, in the middle part, there was a problem. What was the problem? That the truck was stuck in muddy ditch. Truck stuck in muddy ditch. The truck was the driver's truck was stuck in muddy ditch. And in the end, how did they solve that problem? Rex pulls the truck out of the mud and saves the day. So every story has beginning, middle, and end. The beginning shows you the characters of the story, and the characters of the story are Rex and Officer Jones. The setting was a sunny day, and in the middle part, there was a problem that our characters faced, and it was a truck stuck in a muddy ditch. And in the end, the characters found a solution for this problem. Rex the dog pulls the truck out of the mud. So, in the end part, the problem was solved. Again, beginning, it has characters and setting. Middle part, it has problem. And in the end, the problem must be solved. So, this was today's lesson for writing. I hope you have learned something new. And I love you all. Thank you all for watching.